Hello, I wanted to share with you a conversation I had with a leader recently, which I thought might be useful to a few of you who are grappling with high volumes of change. So, this leader had a really aspirational state of wanting to protect his team. He'd recognized they'd been through a high volume of change over the recent past. They were exhausted, they were fatigued. He was concerned for their productivity and their performance and their mental health. And so he wanted to establish a rule of no change for 12 months. And I really love the intention behind this, the sense of being thoughtful around how much change can we bear, being wanting to be productive of the people that he led. And it really reminded me of the inversion of the Serenity Prayer that I shared last year. God, Goddess, grant me the serenity to accept the things that I must change, the courage to say no to the change that I can, and the wisdom to differentiate between the two. For you see, there will be changes that you can't say no to. So, thinking about legislative reform, where there'll be extreme penalties if you haven't made the appropriate change. Perhaps the situation where there's been a chronic underinvestment of technology platforms and your organisation will cease to be able to operate if you don't move on to a new technology platform. However, I do think there is also opportunities for you as a leader to be really thoughtful about the change that is being presented to you and considered in whether this is the right time to accept it or in the right format. So it presents as an opportunity for you perhaps to deploy Stephen Covey's circle of control and influence and have a collaborative conversation with your team around appetite for change and what are the conditions that you might accept change in the future. So perhaps you're going to push back on anybody who initiates change and says, you want to see a change impact analysis. Perhaps you want to say, we need to do the change readiness checklist together to understand what situation your team is in. Perhaps there are conditions that you can say, that this change is attractive to us, we recognize the need for it, but at this point in time, we won't be accepting it until after a particular date. So I appreciate this is somewhat of a counterintuitive conversation for somebody whose job is to help organizations introduce change. But sometimes I really do think that you can get much better outcomes in terms of change adoption and the benefits of your change if you've been a little bit more considered around the right time to introduce it.